the end of the day, these prompts are part of this engineering bit. And so typically what we see is, there's a development team that sets up kind of like some orchestration, and then there's product people or other kind of like prompt engineers who work on the prompts. And so now you've got how do these prompts live in one place and kind of like communicate with the rest of the system, which is in code. And then the final thing, which, and this is something that I've been thinking only about like really recently, but a lot of these systems, it's tough to get them to 99% accuracy or anything like that. And so if there's a way to change the UX and actually build the human in the loop to these kind of like agents, that might be a better strategy for getting these in production. And that might mean that's one of the open things that I don't have a great answer for, but we're thinking a lot about like where's the best place to put the human in the loop, how do you do that most effectively, and what does that actually look like? That's all I've got for today. Thank you guys for listening, and thank you for having me. Really enjoyed it.
Fantastic. We have time for about 2 questions. A question over here. Keep your hand up if you want to ask a question.
Hey Harrison, thanks for the great talk. Really interesting. Congrats on all the success you're having. I'm curious, what are some of the top applications you see for this really working in practice and delivering user value? Could you share some great examples? Thanks.
Yeah, I think so. I think the number one application that most people are building are some sort of like chat with your data type thing. That by far is the number one type of application that people are starting to build. One of the more underrated applications that we see providing a lot of value on the enterprise side of things is extraction of structured data from unstructured documents. So basically taking out, extracting like if you're reading kind of like a pitch report, extracting from that maybe some of the terms that they're asking for or something like that, and helping really kind of like solidify that workflow. In that vein, I'm very bullish on kind of like longer run. I think there's maybe like 2 types of applications. You've got ones that are basically chat, very latency constrained. This is basically like chat, GPT, things like that. And so for that, the main use case there again is just chat documents. Then you've got these longer running workflows, extraction's a big one there. Research also is a really big one there. So we've been working pretty closely with the GPT researcher team. And I think that's really quite interesting. My hot take there is that people don't really want to chat their documents. They want to write some research report, and those questions are often just a way to get that information. So let's just skip that. And I actually think that's can be really, really powerful, because a lot of the issues with these types of applications is they're just not good enough. And so if you can like remove the latency, make a lot more calls to the language model, I think that's a good way to up the accuracy of these applications. But you can't always do that. You sometimes need to chat.